Shining bright like a diamond in the sky, Venus moves into her state of exaltation, her highest elevated state, on February 2nd, lasting until the 28th of the month. Now, this is according to the Vedic system of astrology, the yogic scientific system of astrology. And my name is Sari Prakash, and I welcome you to my YouTube channel, where I share with you the conscious energies of planets and how they get awakened within each and every one of us, and how they unfold our tale of time and our experience on this planet Earth. And in today's video, I want to share with you about the implication to better understand the planet Venus, what she gives, what she's interested in, what she activates, and what she awakens. And then I want to share with you about what Pisces is, this mystical part of space, this place of merging, and how Venus operates there. And then I want to share with you the 2 nakshatras that Venus will be operating under while transiting the sign of Pisces. And then lastly, at the end of the video, we'll take a look at what this blend of energy means and what we can expect while Venus is transiting the sign of Pisces. Now, what is Venus? Venus is a guru planet. It's a teaching planet. It's a planet of our desire. It's our happiness planet. It's a planet that's very much interested in comfort. It's a planet that's very much interested in our connection with other people. It's a planet that's very much interested in our material success, in bringing in abundance through this earth while we're here. It's very much interested in healing. So in the Vedic system, Venus is very well known for its healing qualities and its ability to resurrect and to transform. It's a planet that is really all about our connection with the arts, right? But it doesn't give us skills with the arts. This is seen through Mercury. Mercury gives us the skill. Venus gives us the desire and the attraction form. It really likes shapes and forms. It really likes making good decisions. So Venus is very much interested in making good decisions. When you see depictions of Venus in paintings, you'll see he's always looking sideways, or he has eyes on 2 sides. And this is because he's looking for a better option, where Mercury is just distracted or looking for entertainment, looking away. Venus is always looking for a better option for us because he's really interested in our own success. Venus is very much connected to the earth in that it brings in this very strong manifesting quality. So Mars actually reacts to the desire of Venus, right? So in the yogic sciences and the yogic technology, we're taught when we're working to manifest and to bring something into this earthly plane, that we anchor our aura down into the earth, that we're working to anchor all of our field into the earth to push forward to help to lock in our success. And this is because Mars is part of the manifestation of Earth. And when Venus wants to connect its desires through action, it does it through Mars. So this is the Venus action driving our aura down into the earth to actually create this experience of success. Venus rules our DNA. So in the Vedic system, Venus is connected to semen. So what is semen? Semen is just the transference of our DNA and our genetic code through the semen, right? So it's this transference of DNA. Venus is connected to our tissues. It's connected to our muscles, right? So Venus has a lot that has to do with this earthly form and about creating through this earthly form our physical form, our connective form with other beings, our connective form through material manifestation, right? It's really all about this earthly manifestation of our desires. Now, what is Pisces? Pisces is this part of the sky where we go to transcend and merge with the oneness. It's very different to the male sign of the Jupiter-ruled houses. So Jupiter owns Sagittarius and it owns Pisces. So in Sagittarius, we're more dogmatic, we're more righteous, we're more opinionated. But in Pisces, we're just letting it go and we're just merging with the oneness, where we're just transcending ourselves and transcending this earthly experience. It's also where we go to check out and kind of spiritually just make excuses, right? So this is a little bit of the challenge, and when we're operating with planets in Pisces is where we look to escape, where we look to be in fantasy. So this is something that we need to watch out with planets when they're transiting through the sign of Pisces. Let's talk about the 2 nakshatras that Venus will be operating under while it's in the sign of Pisces. So the first one is Uttarabhadrapada, and Uttarabhadrapada is a Naga nakshatra. So it's a very very mystical, divine serpent that's connected with the Kundalini Shakti. It's in part of these mystical creatures that actually protect the treasures of the world. It protects the treasures of the mystical sciences as well. They have the ability to go anywhere. They can get into anything, and they're very protective and they're very intense. It's a Rudra nakshatra. So this is also very much connected to these qualities of Shiva, this warrior quality. And in this part of this pair, it's the water side of the dragon. So the first part that we experienced in Aquarius was the fire side. And now we're experiencing the water. So it's wanting to soak in things. It's this connection with this material plane, and it's wanting to soak in it and assess it. Now there's this dichotomy that it's also bringing forth where it's exposing that this material plane and the spiritual plane are connected. Not one is separate from the other. That even through conscious beings, they create material things. So we should know and learn how to relate with material objects in their most essence, so that we can find the true jewel that is coming from them, which the Naga protects, right? And so through this Venus transit, we're learning how to relate with material objects in a balanced way, utilizing them and honoring them, but really connecting with their deepest essence of what they give to us to sustain us, not preferring one or the other. You know, again, there's this argument in the spiritual world where you can't have material success and be spiritual. And then in this material side where they think that all people who follow a spiritual path are just full of shit. So there's this dichotomy that's totally false, and is being worked out in Uttarpada, where it's saying that no, in fact, they're merged together. It's the binding and the twining of them together. That through our consciousness, we create material things, and we're meant to experience it, but we're meant to experience it by connecting with its highest essence and merging the two together. And then when we move on into this nakshatra of Revati, and this is where we're working out our issues and our patterns that are unwanted, and they're deeply connected with our childhood traumas. And this is also connected to our material wealth and how we're working it out, as we see that our childhood issues really get manifested into our adulthood and what hold us back. So in Revati, Venus is helping us to work through these issues to help correct them, so that we can have a balanced assessment of them and really recognize how we can manifest for ourselves in a way that's positive without feeling that we are restricted through any trauma, because the Revati is really looking at to destroy it. So what does it mean for us with Venus's transit through the sign of Pisces? So Venus is working to transcend her worldly desires and elevate them into something higher to give us a greater experience. And it is through Venus that we'll have some tension this month, because Saturn, from his own sign of Capricorn, will be aspecting her. And by the 8th of March, Mars will have moved into the sign of Jupiter, also giving aspect to Venus in the sign of Pisces. And both of these planets, while she's in her exaltated state, where she's a little bit of a wild card, will reel her in and make us all look at what our unrealistic life choices are, what our unrealistic desires are, and help us to keep our focus and help us to reorientate ourselves, anchoring us into something that's real, that's really connected with our desires, but making it concrete and achievable. It's going to make us work through our relationships with our values, with our relationships with our ability to earn, our relationships with our ability to manifest and bring things forward. Under the influence of Saturn and Mars is where we're being really challenged with our unrealistic attitude towards things, our unrealistic desires. And when Venus is strong and devoted, and she's kind of reeled in by Saturn, and she's reeled in by Mars in this very exaltated space, it's actually helping us to connect with something real rather than spiritually bypass and spacing out, which is a tendency for Venus to do when it's in the sign of Pisces. So with Mercury strong and Venus strong and Jupiter strong and Saturn strong, we're making this very intimate connection with what our desires are and creating a pathway forward. So it's not this place where we can just space out and have a good time and just indulge and enjoy. The first bit of time we can feel this experience of feeling uplifted and happy, but then it's going to quickly have a course correction and say, oh no, you need to really bring it into something that is real. You need to start re-looking and analyzing what's realistic, and then re-look at how you're relating to your value and how you're relating to your ability to create your own money and to create your wealth, and start working on those issues. And then Mars and Saturn and Venus will help to deliver this to you. I wish you a lot of luck with the transit of Venus into the sign of Pisces. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any feedback, please comment below. Satnam.